Okay. Hey guys, so today, welcome to the World Cup post-match show, and today I'm going to talk to you about a different game and the question that we have for our fans. Just let's talk about the first games that have gone for the match day. The first match day games, it was between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Russia won 5-0. That was a pretty good win for them to start their World Cup campaign. It's always going to be hard for them because they have a huge amount of pressure in their home country playing that they have to play. And I'm just looking here at my phone and who was playing and what was going on. Russia's was Denis Cheryshev scored two amazing goals that got their World Cup campaign started perfectly. And then the next game that day, the next day was Uruguay and Egypt in the morning, and then we had Iran and Morocco, and then the big game was Portugal and Spain. I'll start my way with the smaller games and then move up to Portugal and Spain. The Uruguay and Egypt game was very interesting to watch because Egypt and Uruguay both had a high press on, and they were pressing the goalkeeper, they were pressing the defenders, and they were playing really well. What ended up happening was in the 90th minute, Uruguay won. Same thing with Iran. They both were playing really well. Iran actually, Moroccan defender had an own goal, and that's how they won the 1-0. The most interesting game was Portugal and Spain. 3-3. Ronaldo scored a hat-trick. In my opinion, he's the best player in the world, and he has so much talent. Even when he's so old, he's 33 years old, and he's shown everyone that he can still do this at a higher age, at a higher competition, and no matter what the amount of pressure, he can do it every time. Let's just look at the different type of questions that I have, and we are going to have a special guest coming on. It's Sergio Sage. Sergio Sage is going to come and talk to us about his coaching style. He's coached teams like PSV, Eindhoven, Real Madrid, Manchester United in these years, and now he's just a football pundit. So that's there, and let's welcome him right now. So please welcome Sergio Sage, guys.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Yeah, no.
Glad to be here. Good, great.
Okay, go.
So what do you think about how Neymar has played and his playing style against Switzerland that we've seen in the first game? They drew 1-1. So what do you think?
So if we're talking about Neymar, we already know that he's an incredibly talented player. At the age of 25, what he's done for his club team and internationally, and the amount of things he's achieved is incredible. But what I don't understand is just his play. His play style is very selfish. That's one of the reasons why, even in club he suffers. In international games he also suffers because he's trying to take too much time on the ball himself rather than playing as a team. We all know in football you have to be a team player in order to proceed to
Goal.
You're getting cuts now.
Yeah.
In order, wait, hold on.
I was going to do this uncut, but okay. Neymar is a very selfish player.
In order to play football successfully, he has to be a good player.
In order for his team to successfully reach, the next round, especially rounds like quarterfinals, semifinals, and even the finals. That's why even when Neymar played Real Madrid in the knockout rounds in Champions League, that was the number one thing I noticed. Is he's just too much of a selfish player, and that's, I think, the biggest problem with Neymar. And that's why personally, I think even though people say that he's one of the best, I still think he needs more practice, more training. He needs to be with more mentors. But yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And the way the system that Brazil is playing, it's very oriented to Neymar rather than focusing on the good players like Willian, Coutinho. Coutinho scored the beautiful goal that we saw. And the way their system is, it's mainly focused on Neymar. And we saw he had the most fouls conceded in the World Cup final, which is 11 fouls on him. And to me, if I was a player, I would love to kick him. I would love to kick him even when he's down. Because he's that type of player that annoys you, that does the tricks. Tricks are fine to a certain degree, but they can't keep going on and on and on. You want to make a productive move, he should make those runs and get into open spaces to make that productive runs. So
It's funny that you say that because a lot of people, when they compare Neymar to Cristiano Ronaldo, who we know is the best player ever to step on a football pitch, it's that people used to say that he was, a dribbler and used to skill too much. But the difference between him and Neymar was that when he used to, make all those solo runs, he used to help his team. To help his team win. With Neymar, it's that even though his team is with Neymar, the issue is that even though he skills too much, that's where it stops. The team doesn't go on. It's just him, and for the defense, it's so easy to tackle him because he's one person trying to do everything at the same time, excluding the left backs. Having help from midfield come up. He doesn't pay attention on that, and that's
Correct.
And now let's talk about the Belgium game. The Belgium and the Belgium game was very interesting. One of the fans from Twitter saying hashtag postmatch show. Sergio, who do you think is gonna win? Top scorer in this tournament.
In this tournament, there are a lot of talented players, and honestly, for most goals, there's so many teams right now. You have Brazil, you have Neymar, you have Coutinho, you have people like Firmino in Portugal, you have Cristiano Ronaldo. But I think, and as much as people say, oh, this man is getting old and old, I think it has to be Cristiano Ronaldo because even though Portugal, it's they're usually at a tough spot in the World Cup. He's always the one who's hold on. He's always the only one who's working hold on. He's only the one in the whole pitch amongst both teams who you can just see is working the hardest, and he always wants it. He always wants to score the goals, and you can even see because he doesn't have a set position. Even when he's playing in Portugal, he's kind of moving around. That's why it's kind of easier for him because people can just pass him the ball from wherever, and he'll be there. That's the thing about Ronaldo; you can depend on him. If he's in the box, he's gonna score the goal.
Yep, I
even like
agree.
With Portugal and Spain.
Exactly, and we've seen that in so many occasions. Here's what Rashford said about the England game. We all know, they came back 2-1. Harry Kane scored a brace. Here's what Rashford said: "Best yet to come from England." That's what he says in a way that this is, there's so much more to come from this team. They have so much young talents in their team. Lingard, Ashley Young, and I quote, "Best yet to come from England." And we all know, they have immense young talents. Jesse Lingard, Ashley Young, Marcus Rashford, Harry Kane. They're all young and they want to win. So, what are your views about this? And how far do you?
Already asked. I'll just answer.
What do you think? How far do you think England would go in this World Cup? Because we all know they're a good team, young team. Please answer.
I think because England is a very young team, and Rashford's right on that, and a lot of the players in that team, want to win and have that urge to constantly progress. But I feel like they're just not experienced enough right now to be said that, they can reach the semifinals or they can reach the finals even. Right now, I wouldn't even say that they're in the top 4, but I think that maybe in the upcoming, tournaments, maybe near the 2026 World Cup, maybe when the team is more developed, when the players have more experience, then I can probably confidently say that England has a chance of going really far.
Of course, and Gareth Southgate, their manager, has done an incredible job of getting the team together and managing them and getting their first positive start. Because I think that they really deserve to win that game. They had a couple of chances. Tunisia didn't perform that well, so I think they really deserve to win that. And now we're gonna move
Who they should start with, who they should bring on. But all in all, it wasn't the best game of football, and hold on. It wasn't the best game of football, but at the end of the day, as much as we can, say Colombia made this mistake or they didn't start with James Rodriguez, we have to give credit to where credit's due. Japan just did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Japan had a high line. They were limiting Cuadrado and James Rodriguez, and I think they did a wonderful job of even limiting Falcao's job. Falcao, it's his first World Cup at the age of 32. That's pretty shameful because he's never been in a World Cup and he's such a good player. Next question comes from Shania Mendez at 45 from Instagram, asking who do you think is gonna win it all? Shania, I want to just answer that question saying I don't know. It's really hard to judge because all the top teams have either drawn or lost, so it's very hard to judge. And do you have a message for our young fan, Shania?
I don't know. What was it? I don't know. Oh no.
See,
I don't know. This is a very unpredictable World Cup. Right now, judging by all the games that have been happening, everybody's kind of been pretty inconsistent. Like, I honestly don't know who's gonna win. But if I did have to guess, I would say it has to be Brazil. I mean, if you look at their team, come on, man. Marcelo, Firmino, Neymar, Coutinho, Danilo. Like, it's a team that is stacked with players that are experienced, that have played before, and just play so well together all in all. Plus the manager, man. He's been doing a great job with the team. But yeah, that's probably my guess. I think Brazil is going to take this World Cup.
okay. I respect that. I think Brazil is a good team, and I think they can go all the way. They just have to sort a couple differences that we talked about. Neymar,
For sure.
and that's how we're going to talk about it on our next show. It's Egypt and Russia, so please stay tuned. We're going to go back and watch the game, and then we're going to do an analysis after. Thank you for joining us, and I just want to say thank you to Sergio.
No problem.
Thank you, Sergio.
No problem. Thank you.